What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is your review for Ladies Who List Atlanta Season 1 Reunion. So they only had a one-part reunion, right? And that's okay. It was their first season. I was surprised they even had a reunion, to be honest with you. I'm glad they put the previews in last week's episode because I would have never thought that they would have one. The reunion was hosted by Tanika Ray. And first thing we have to acknowledge is that Kiana is not there. Tanika made the announcement that the day that they were supposed to film, or the day before they were supposed to film, Kiana posted on her YouTube and social media that she was quitting the show. So she didn't even show up for the reunion, which I understand you quitting the show, but I feel like you should have at least finished out and gave us some things at the reunion. But again, I can't speak for that. Maybe she just mentally could not do it, and it was beyond where her capacity. I don't know, but no Kiana. So the first part of the reunion, which I absolutely positively can appreciate, before we got to the drama, before we got to the mess, they gave us a long package on, I'm going to call it Black Girl Magic. They broke down, they showed the celebrities that they sold to, they showed the listings, they showed the hustle, they gave us all of these women are bosses. And for that, I respect the hell out of that, right? You gave us these women are bosses package at the beginning. You know, they showed that, right? Y'all know I don't get into fashions and all that. The ladies, they was alright, okay? They was alright. I'm not about to do that. I don't do the boo, 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 boo. If I had to give a favorite look, though, I will say that if I had to give a favorite look, it would probably be Kiera. I like, she had the little blonde thing working, had the white suit on. I liked her. I liked what she had going on. So then we kind of get to the dinner, right? Now let me say this. Robin was hot. Robin was on 100. I don't know if it's watching the season, looking at the way she was portrayed. She wanted to feel like she had to clear the air. I'm not sure. But, you know, I like Robin. You know, I didn't expect to like Robin, but I really did like Robin. But in this reunion, I feel like Robin was a lot extra. You know, she kept cutting Crystal off every time Crystal tried to talk. And I'm going to give Crystal credit. She kept her cool. She didn't, you know, rise to meet Robin's energy. But Robin was real extra and went way left. We'll get there. But from the very beginning, as soon as we came out of the Black Girl Magic package and we started talking about that dinner, Robin was ready. Robin was ready. And honestly, I really don't feel like we learned anything new. I'm not going to sit here and rehash the argument and the fact that it seems like Robin's biggest complaint, concern, issue, whatever, was she felt like Crystal led her into slaughter. She said, you and Kiana were such good friends, yet you couldn't tell me that Kiana had a problem with me. You let me walk into that. You know, if I knew that Kiana had a problem with me, I would have called her and we could have resolved it. But the fact that you let me walk into that, not knowing that there was an issue, like, that's messed up. You called yourself my friend. And I feel like that's where Robin was stuck. And I'm not saying she's right or she's wrong, because I definitely understand her feeling the way she felt. Like, I really get it. But I feel like she's still in that space. So Robin, is clear that Robin has not let any of this go, and Robin has not moved on. Every situation that came up, Robin was ready. Robin was mad. So from there, they started talking about the, Kiera thing, and her and Robin went back and forth, and Kiera said, Robin, you know, when you had your breakdown on Instagram, I reached out to you. I didn't have her number, but I reached out to you on Instagram, you know, and Robin was like, you didn't care. That didn't mean, because Robin called the girl all kinds of evil and the God ain't in her, and, you know, just was real nasty. And she was like, well, you reached out to me, but it wasn't out of concern. It wasn't out of concern. And she said, Robin, you know, you had this breakdown and I was here. And Robin got upset. She stood up, and that's when the host was like, hold on, Robin, calm down. She said, you giving me flashbacks. You just stood up, you know, you standing up like you about to do something, and that's giving me flashbacks. And Robin did eventually, she sat back down. But what Kiara said was, y'all saw what I said to Robin, but y'all didn't see what Robin had said to me. She said that Robin said something about how many, they bleeped it out, but I can only assume that she said something along the lines of how many dicks did you have to suck to get to where you are, or something to that effect. She said that, Robin made a couple of other derogatory words. I think she called her a hoe or something to that effect. She said, so what y'all saw me saying to Robin was in response to things Robin said to me. And it's funny because when she said it, Robin ain't had nothing to say. Robin had been hyped and been all over the place, but she just sit there with this little grin on her face and shaking her head. But Robin, you said that stuff to that girl. Woman, you said that stuff to her, and that ain't right. That's not right. I like you, Robin, but you can't. That's not cool. That's not cool at all what you did. That was not cool at all. And I believe you said it. I do. I believe you said it, Robin. I believe you said it. But then Robin got upset about the fact that she said she had a breakdown on Instagram, and the host was like, "Come on, Robin, calm down. Do your yoga, breathe in, breathe out." And Robin was like, "Don't patronize me." She said, "I'm not patronizing you, but I know you do yoga and I do yoga, so I was just trying to do, exercise with you." And Robin was like, "Don't patronize me." And Robin got up, honey, and walked off the stage. So they had to stop filming because Robin has exited the stage. She was like, "Don't do that to me. Don't patronize me. Don't do that." Don't. She said, and Robin brought up a good point backstage because Tiffany went to go talk to her. And Robin said, they got me out here talking about I have breakdowns and stuff like that. Is on national television. You telling people that I'm having a mental breakdown. Like, I don't play with that. That's not funny. Like, don't do that. And Tiffany was like, "I get it. I understand what you're saying. But what you got to do is you need to go back out there because you're proving them right. Like, the way you're acting right now, you're proving them right that you're unstable, that something is wrong with you, that you're erratic. Like, you're giving them all of the sound bites. You need to get yourself together, and you need to get your ass back on that stage and act like you have some sense." Now, let me explain something right now. I don't know if Tiffany and Robin are just such good friends that Robin actually heard what she said, or if Robin took, and I'm not saying this to be funny, but Robin took a pill or something. Something calmed Robin the hell down, because Robin ass acted like she had sense the rest of the damn show. Now, it was like night and day. Because Robin kept cutting Crystal off. Robin was all over the place. And then after, sorry y'all. But then after she talked to Tiffany, it was like a whole different Robin. It was night and day, y'all. It was really, really weird. So, during the dinner, they talked about the whole trigger thing. That came up again. And Crystal, which I had forgot she did this, y'all. They brought up the fact that Crystal made t-shirts about not easily triggered. Now, basically, what Crystal said, she said it in a nice way, and she tried to say it in her little fancy way. But basically, what Crystal said was, listen, it was business. I saw a business opportunity. I saw a way to make a quick buck. And, baby, I'm business-minded. And that's what I did. I jumped on it. Robin was acting crazy. I'm not easily triggered. Boom, money. Ching, ching. Make me a couple of $1,000s off this t-shirt real quick and keep it moving. So then they bring up Crystal going after people's business, going after Kyra, whatever, child, and her business to be, her closer. And Crystal again was saying, listen, it's business, like, it's business. It just is what it is. And Crystal was like, listen, let me explain to you. I am a beast. Like, this is what I do. It's in my blood. She talked about how her mother was a litigator, how her grandmother won this big federal lawsuit for discrimination. She said her father retired early because he bought Apple stock before it was Apple stock. I know that's right, Daddy. Now, I ain't mad at you, Daddy. I'm not mad at you, Dad. That's why he paying cash for properties and shit. He bought Apple stock before it was Apple. Bitch, what? And I don't know how much stock he bought, but baby. Anyway, And Tiffany said, listen, she can go after whatever business she feel like she need to go after. Like, I'm not mad, I'm not intimidated, but basically, I see you, you see me, we see each other, kind of thing. Like, if that's what you want to do, that's how you want to make your money. Do what you do, right? Uh, Then we did a whole segment on mental health where they talked about Tiffany opening up about her situation, and Robin opening up about her situation. We saw Crystal going to therapy, and Crystal said, "I never knew." And they kept cutting her off. I got to give Crystal credit that she just kept her cool because they kept cutting that woman off. But Crystal was saying that she did not really. She said, "I knew Robin had suffered from depression, but I did not know that it was an ongoing, everyday struggle that she was dealing with." And Robin and Tiffany were kind of coming at her and was like, "Well, you know that it's a mental illness, and it doesn't go away overnight, and it's a on." And Crystal was like, "Listen, I didn't know. Like, me and Robin were friends, but I didn't know the day to day struggle. Like, I didn't know." How didn't you know? How did you not know? How could you not know? And I was like, y'all need to chill out. Like, I understood where Robin was coming from because, again, I don't know what the conversations that have been had behind closed doors as far as Crystal and Robin are concerned. So I understand where Robin is coming from to say, girl, you knew. You knew. But Tiffany, girl, you don't know what that girl knew and what she didn't know. Calm down, Tiffany. Calm down. Like, you can definitely see that Tiffany and Robin have continued to build their friendship. Then we got on this motherhood situation. Listen, I understand where Crystal is coming from and where Kiana was coming from. Now, Kiana wasn't there to speak for herself, but I understand where these two women are coming from when people make flippant comments about, well, you're not a mother, you wouldn't understand, or, I get that. I definitely get that. I get it. But the reality is that's a fact. And this is coming from somebody that doesn't have children. Life is different when you have a responsibility of a child. Your response, your priorities, the way you do things, the way you look at things, it is different. Now, I'm sorry for women who can't conceive or have gone through horrific situations with trying to conceive. I empathize with that. That's not my story, but I empathize 100% with that. But everything isn't a dig at you. And Crystal got very emotional. She was crying when they got to talking about their children and their families. And Crystal said, listen, basically, this, as a woman who has struggled with fertility, I've had a miscarriage. It's hard. It's a lot. And when I feel like people use it as a weapon against me is when it hurts. Because Tiana went over to her and Tiana said, what do you want from us? As a mother, do you want me to not speak on my children? Do you want me to not gush about how great it is to be a mother and what motherhood means? And Crystal was like, no, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I want. But what I am saying is understand where I'm coming from and empathize. And her and Tiffany were able to bond because Tiffany said, listen, as someone, she said, I had a miscarriage, so I understand what that's like. I understand what that is. And I can be somebody that we can bond on that. Like, that's something we can bond. Business, not so much, but this we can bond on because I can tell you, listen, it gets better. I can tell you at the end of the day, you can have a miscarriage, but then you can turn around and have three happy and healthy children like me. And I know what it feels like to lose a child. Like, we can talk about that. We can bond about that, And it was a moment. It was a breakthrough. I mean, Robin wasn't a part of it, girl. Like I said, I feel like Robin went and took something because she was just like, it seemed like the rest of the reunion, she just wasn't even there. Like, she barely said anything else after she had her whole moment. But and I'm not accusing Robin of being a drug addict or nothing. I'm not saying that. But she just really calmed down. So let me be clear, because I'm not putting that out there. But she just really calmed down. Anyway, but I feel like we got to a happy medium in that space about understanding the difference between weaponizing motherhood and just being happy to be a mother. Then we talked about Robin's plan, which brought all the ladies together to begin with, and could it really happen? And everybody except for Kira seemed to feel like maybe we can do it. Maybe we can make this happen. You know, putting the bullshit aside, focusing on business. Everybody don't have to be friends, but let's bring something to the table. Now, Kira and Robin are going to need to have a whole separate Ayanna Van Zant moment because they are on two opposite ends and there's no middle ground. Now, we know Robin and Crystal are no longer friends anymore, but like Crystal said, baby, it's business. I could put all of that bullshit aside if we're going to make a coin out of it, okay? That I could do. That I can do. And then everybody just kind of gave their closing comments about what they've learned and all that stuff, child. So I feel like we're gonna try to do a season 2. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna get any closer to this major brokerage, but it is what it is. It was a decent reunion for a first season. I thought it was. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.